This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. Thanks for joining us once again at the start of a brand new day. Now, in world news, an international team of archaeologists from Australia and the United Kingdom have recently discovered the first underwater Aboriginal archaeological sites off northwest Australia, dating back thousands of years ago, before the land was submerged. Now, this is a great discovery as it provides new insight and evidence of the way of life of many Indigenous Australians. Now, Associate Professor Jonathan Benjamin, who is the Maritime Archaeology Coordinator at Flinders University, Australia, joins us to tell us more about this find. Professor Benjamin, thank you so much for joining us and a very good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So take us into the significance of this discovery and the discovery of these sites for Australia as a country. How significant is it?
Well, it's extremely significant, and what we've done is essentially marry up two subdisciplines, which is maritime archaeology with Indigenous archaeology. So yeah, it's been a big media piece over here, and a lot of people, especially Indigenous Australians, are really interested, and that's felt really great.
Yeah, absolutely. And the international community as well, as you've been doing interviews all over the world. So tell us about exactly what was found in these two sites.
So our team basically set out on a 3-year project to locate submerged ancient Aboriginal sites on the continental shelf. We started with aircraft using laser scanners. We then moved to marine-based sonar and eventually drop camera and then scientific divers. And what our scientific divers discovered after all that was essentially a very, very ancient settlement on the seabed from a time when sea level was much lower and the seabed used to be dry land. So it's submerged archaeology.
Oh, that's truly wonderful. And these discoveries were made as part of the work done by the Deep History of Sea Country project. Could you tell us a bit more about the work done by this project?
Sure. The DHSC project was funded by the Australian Research Council and involved Flinders University, the University of Western Australia, James Cook University, and colleagues over in Europe. And it essentially set out as a proof of concept project. We said that we thought we should be able to find very old ancient Aboriginal sites on the seabed because we knew that the seabed used to be inhabitable dry land. And the hypothesis was if it was inhabitable dry land, there's no reason why certain areas shouldn't be well preserved and that those well preserved areas shouldn't contain ancient archaeological material, which we've now proven.
And so as you continue exploring the waters through this project, what more do you hope to find?
Well, that particular aspect of the project is now concluded, so we're writing up all of the details, and we've basically finished the field work for the time being. But in essence, I think that there are sites like this absolutely all over the continental shelf of Australia. So the whole country really is ripe for exploration. There's 2 million square kilometers of land that used to be, occupied by people that's now underwater. The continent used to be connected to New Guinea. Tasmania used to be part of the mainland. There are all kinds of archaeological questions about Australia. And also, by the way, you have that in South Africa. You have continental shelf in your part of the world that used to be dry land, and you have an amazing and rich, human history for hundreds of thousands, even millions of years in your part of the world. So this isn't just an Australian issue. It's a world archaeology issue, and the underwater archaeology from coastal environments around the world really is the next frontier in ancient archaeology, and it's a global question.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you touched on the point of, human history, how do you think, in your opinion, will a discovery like this, and hopefully soon more to come as well, contribute to the cultural and historical narrative of Australia, especially to its people? How do you see it contributing?
Well, think about it like this. If you look at the modern coastline of kind of around the world and where people go, the coasts are very productive areas, and they always have been. So it would be like saying, take the coastline of any country around the world and exclude the first 100 or 150 Ks, and then tell me all about the culture of that country. So if you imagine doing that in Australia or South Africa, tell me all about the people, but exclude the coast and up to 100 Ks inland, you'd have a very different record. And so what we're trying to do is really demonstrate that, the coastal archaeology of the past, it's now underwater. All of the coastlines from before 7,000 years ago are underwater. And if you want to know about people, you need to know about the coastal people. And if you want to know about the coastal people, you've got to go do underwater archaeology.
Wow, fascinating stuff. Thank you very much, Professor Benjamin, for making the time available to chat to us.
Thank you for having me.
That is Associate Professor Jonathan Benjamin, who is the Maritime Archaeology Coordinator at Flinders University in Australia, and great work that they're doing that side to unearth and understand the heritage of the people.